Our first speaker is a true sustainability trailblazer with a global perspective and a passion for innovation. From early wind farm research at AGH University to advising the Polish Ministry of the Environment, he's been championing green solutions from the very beginning. In industry, he introduced groundbreaking approaches like oxo biodegradation across Eastern Europe. He's also a sought-after speaker, conference leader, and editor-in-chief of Bioplastics, so he knows the field inside and out. Today he'll dive into the latest developments in bioplastics in the EU and Poland, from policies and trends to real-world applications, life cycle assessments, and economic viability. Expect sharp insights, practical takeaways, and a clear-eyed view of where this field is heading. A warm welcome to Wojciech Pawlikowski, the CEO from Noveco Limited, with a keynote speech on the topic Bioplastics in Poland and Europe, floating between vision and reality. Serdecznie witamy Wojciecha Pawlikowskiego, CEO Noveco Limited. Dzień dobry.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Good morning. Guten Morgen. I'm delighted to be here, and frankly speaking, I just have some remarks. What should I say to just a honoris audience? And most of you are PhD and represents the science. And unfortunately, I quit my PhD studies after 1 year, and I moved to business. And what's happened then? Let's start with the title. We are floating between vision and reality. I'd like to congratulate all the awarded company yesterday during the dinner. You made a huge job, and it was a vision. Now let's face the reality. I'd like to focus, and I'd like to say some words. I would like to share my thoughts about how does it look like in Poland, and hopefully we'll find some links between Poland and Germany and other foreign countries. I'd also like to thank to Minister Sven Schulze for this very kind invitation. I had a great pleasure to make the first presentation during this session. And as you maybe know, Poland has this unique role of a leading country in European Union until the last days of June. And the headline, the main sentence of this leading role is Secure and Ambitious Europe. We'll be talking about the security as well about the ambitious plans. Let me switch to another slide. Why am I here and why it was mentioned about the OXO? I need to explain something, I guess, especially in this audience. Year after year, I'm taking a part in such a kind of trek. This trek is roughly 60 kilometers long, 3 kilometers altitude high, and 21 years ago, when we were joining the European Union as a Poland, I remember that while I was traveling, I was hiking, I was facing a lot of garbage in the mountainside. I just had the simple remarks, what can I do? If I can do anything to make it more tidy. And then I found out the oxo biodegradation. I know that none of you, or even maybe most of you, are not familiar with this technology, but it was a very, very beginning. 99.5% of the garbage were placed to landfill. I was scared. What will happen? What will happen with my kids? How the future will look like? And I was dreaming about the technology which can make just simply waste disappear. Today, we have the bioplastics, we have compostable plants, we have technology, we have certification. The question is, how can we utilize it? If we can do it already, if we can do it in Poland, if we can do it in Europe. I remember that across the years, I had the pleasure and I was honored to edit a book. Some of you maybe know this book. Any? Okay, thank you. Michael Thielen, Bioplastic Basics. I edited in Polish, I also had a great pleasure to edit a Bioplastics magazine for a while in Poland. And during these years, I realized that bioplastics in general, this is a very, very modern topic, and it becomes more and more modern with every year. Last year, almost 5,000 publications worldwide. Impressive. But when it all begins, please remember that the very first modern, novel bioplastics were designed by Novamod in 1990. Then BASF, Ecoflex, Ecovio, and so on and so on. We get the first certification designed by Vensot, Belgium Institute, currently TÜV Austria, 1995, and then all the other new applications. The question is, if European legislation is supporting us with this development or not. During all of the years, we will be facing all the new legislation, new law. We have to fit it, we have to stick to it, we have to adopt it, and during all of them, finally, please guess, which year during all of these legislations, the European Commission, the very first mentioned bioplastics. In 2018? No. Maybe 2019? No. In 2022? Unfortunately. So for the 30 years, we were not even being recognized by European Commission. There's something like a bioplastic, bio-based, neither compostable, biodegradation exists. It's on the time scale. You can compare all of this. I don't know if it's visible, but there is plenty of different rules we have to fit in. This is an overview prepared by colleagues from European Bioplastics Association, thanks to them. But we have currently 2025, and we are still talking. So if you compare how does it impact into the bioplastic development, please have a look for this chart. Very beginning, Directive 2008, everybody knows about it. Now, 2025, where is the European bioplastic production? And what's that? World production of the bioplastics. Compare it. The question is, who will make the money on it, on the changes? With every new legislation, there is a huge impact of the production of bioplastics worldwide, but not in Europe. Guess why? In 1993, sorry, I cannot tell it. Can somebody tell it? Because okay, something like that. Currently, European Bioplastics Association, it was established in 1993. So they had set some goals. And guess which goal is not valid today after 30 years? None of this. Each of them is valid. Each of them. What will we be doing for 30 years with the bioplastics? We'll be developing, we'll be talking, new legislation, new law. But we didn't face any of them, finally. So the question is, what has happened? What's here? What's the gap is made of? Of blah-blahing, nothing. I mean that there were early predictions in 2007 made by European Bioplastics. They assumed that we'll be making triple like that in 2012, after 5 years. We are doing them, but after 10 years, 15 years, sorry. 15 years. So it means that all the predictions have been done almost for nothing. So there are other predictions. For whom are these predictions? Which markets will take a profit on it? If we compare Poland to these predictions, we've been very, very active in some implementations, like, of course, European law, but also development of certifications. Polish companies paid for a lot of certification, I will show you later on. We've been editing the Bioplastics magazine, and also we have invented the Bioplastic Zone and the Plaspo Fair. What went wrong? Almost everything. So As an opposite side, let's have a look for the Italian market. I don't know if any of you attend the IPAC or IPAC IMA fair, something like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And if you go to Italy, you find out they serve a coffee, espresso. If you order espresso, you will get it in a fully compostable cup. But what's on the other side? It contains plastic. My gosh. So what Italian did, they designed their own markings for compostable products. They approved several years ago the substitutes for SUP products. They also are promoting the bio-waste segregation. I will show you later on. And what was the European response? Bravo! No, none of this. They wanted to ban it. They wanted to let them put the label, it contains plastics. It's completely misleading. They also told them that it's like just infringement of the SUP directive. They wanted to make it clarify. So this is how does it look like. If you don't believe and think that I made something like an artificial intelligence drawer. They told us, Council resolution from 1993 says the wording of an act shall be clear, simple, conscious, and unambiguous. Is it? No, not at all. So if you compare Poland with Italy, you'll find out that in Poland the selection collection of bio-waste is 58 of municipalities. In Italy, 85. Level of the bio-waste recycling, almost 12%, impressive. In Italy, 60, 6 times more. What does it mean when the country decides about its own law and the bioplastic development? So if you compare the certificates in in Poland, I told you that we put a lot of effort and a lot of money to make all of these certificates. 29 industrial, 33 home, 1 biodegradable. What's in Italy? 2 times more? 3 times more? Who will guess? Ta-dam. Ta-dam. You're laughing. It's nothing to be laughed at. It's a sad story. And within all of these years, we'll be also trying to implement the bioplastic zone and the biggest plastic fair in Poland. There were newspapers writing about us. We wanted to invite all the bioplastics companies, but no one saw the chance to develop. It's sad. But we're also making some innovations. And this is one of the most iconic bioplastics innovation in Poland so far. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. This is a joke. Okay, don't treat me seriously. Okay, this is true. We have invented something which will accelerate the decomposition and compostability of the, let's say, for example, PLA. Most of us know that PLA doesn't biodegrade too quickly, or it's not composting too quickly in home compost facilities. With this magic something, it does. Please have a look for the mass loss. 20% with compost with PLA and almost 100 with our special additive. And degree of sample fragmentation, 80%, oh my gosh, it causes microplastic. With our additive, 2%. Do you see the difference? It's amazing. What is that? This is a liquid. It just simply bioaccelerate this, made some kind of nutrition. There are special selected bacteria which speed up the biodegradation process. Simple like that. If you want to know a bit more, I invited you for later on for discussion. I guess that you had a coffee today in the morning. Every day, Europe-wide, European Union, 9,000 tons of coffee grounds are thrown away. 9,000 tons every day, European Union. So there is a company called Ecobin. What they've invented? Why not to make a PLA from coffee grounds? Yes, it's possible. You separate all the oils, you separate lignin, there is some residues, and from that there is some kind of special bacteria. To get this bacteria, there's only 7,000 attempts to find this special species of bacteria, and ta-dam, you've got a PLA. PLA even better than PLA from corn, because you can make a bit softer materials. You can, it's even faster composting. Brilliant material. And there is no waste after this process. No waste at all. So, another challenge, what to do with the waste. We're talking about it several times. You are designing this, we are designing that. New project, bio-based, compostable, biodegradable, and so on. How customers should know that it's biodegradable? Yesterday, I found out with my bin in a hotel, there was a compostable bag, certified as a DIN Plus. Perfect. But I put there a glass, I put there something different, PET plastic, and so on. So what's that for? I'm not aware, especially with traveling all over Europe, to which bin should I put the waste to? So we are still talking about, at the European level, what kind of garbage is that? We all know that it's compostable, but it's biodegradable. But people just simply don't know, and they are not able to recognize if the biodegradable is the same as a compostable, and so on. So within these years, we've been very close to establish a Polish Bioplastics Association. We'll be editing a Bioplastics magazine, and also the book was edited. There were some examples also of the companies like Znika. Znika means in Polish to disappear. Okay, coincidence. But finally, you can also find some examples worldwide. Danimer, okay, finally, Danimer just a few days ago found a sponsor, a new investor, but there were other companies who just simply bankrupt. So if you compare Europe talking, blah-blahing, and making a new laws, there is also Asia, which production dramatically is growing up to 150%, and still growing, year after year. If you go for any kind of exhibition, you will find Vietnamese, Thai, Chinese companies who are exhibiting, and they offering almost everything for which you are still talking. There is something what I, frankly speaking, do not understand. In beginning of 2007, there was a project called Switch Asia launched. The project was I just want to remind you that in 2008 we've got this famous directive from 2008, the packaging directive. So in 2007, the project was launched by European Commission. It's called Switch Asia. They were supporting the development of the bioplastics in Asia. Isn't it a paradox? So if we compare the current production of the bioplastics with some perspective, you will find out that currently we are making something like that. But this is the potential. I mean, already built factories, and they are growing. And probably in 2029, what will happen in 2029? Will be 1 year before 2030. A big changes. This stuff like Green Deals and so on. Who will fulfill the requirements of the European market with the bioplastics? Consider that. They are not our factories, not European factories. They are the goals we have to fit. And I just simply consider if there are some barriers or there are opportunities. Just think by yourself. If we have a look for the production plants in Asia, we'll find out that Total Energies moved the factories from Europe to Thailand. BASF to Shanghai. There are other few, like Balambur, Chini Mills, the sugar manufacturer. They are growing their plant of PLA. Another one, Emirates Biotech, another one, and so on, and so on, and so on. The growth of the bioplastic production is dedicated to Asian market, not European ones. So, while we are facing standards, we are talking about certification, we are talking about directive, regulation, bio-waste, bio-based, what is that, what is that? They are just acting, they are growing. Yesterday we have heard about Volkswagen Group and their innovations. Congratulations, guys, you are doing a great job. But in the meantime, you are cutting something like 50,000 jobs. And if I want to be sincere for the very, very end, almost, I would rather focus on this first and then on that. Immediately, if somebody is watching us, please consider that we are just simply fighting for the future of the bioplastics in Europe-wide. We can talk about innovations, about new projects, but you spend the hell of the money for the project will be probably made by other factories. So there is a movie. Currently in this year, there is an anniversary, 120th anniversary of the novelist, Nobel novelist, Henryk Sienkiewicz, who wrote a novel, Quo Vadis. I don't know if anyone had read the book or saw the movie. There were 5 movies based on this title. And I like to ask Europe, Quo Vadis, Europe, where are you going? What's the goal? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Wojciech Pawlikowski. You will also receive a nice flower pot. Thank you for the groundbreaking presentation. And we are now opening the session for questions, so you can stay on the stage. Mr. Pawlikowski, Pani Pawlikowski, yes, we will have some questions for you from the audience. There is one came in via chat. I would like to read it out. So, thank you very much for the good presentation. One question is, are these plastics completely degraded in the composting process, or do microplastics remain in the compost? Thanks.
Oh my gosh, very huge question. I don't know if we have enough time, but you commonly know that PLA is very slowly degrading in a low temperature circumstances, I mean the environment. Therefore, I don't know if it is a question related to this bioaccelerator or to degradability at all. I just simply don't know.
It was not precise, he said, yes. So we are sorry.
Because we need to precise that it's a huge topic to be discussed. With the bioaccelerator, almost 100% in a very short time in low temperature conditions. Yeah. This is my answer for this. Okay.
Good. Are there any further questions from the auditorium? Yes, there's a hand raised in the back.
Hello, Matthias Rechel from Niedersachsen Next. You told us that the PLA industry is growing in Southeast Asia in a huge scale, and even European companies are investing in production facilities there. But there must be a reason why. So what can the European land union region do to make the production attractiveness of our region more competitive in an international competition?
Thank you for that question. Honestly speaking, I just simply wish to find an answer for that question. I just simply don't know. For me, from quite a new member of the European Union, 20 years old, it's not a lot of, but when I was looking for the solution, I thought that biodegradation, bioplastic would be the solution, would be leading this branch, this business. And currently I see that where we were 20, 30 years ago, we are still developing new solutions, but most of them are going for the shelf. But somebody else is making money. This is my own impression. I'm just leading my business. I'm trying to sell granules. I'm talking with scientists. with other businessmen, and we are still facing same challenges, same problems we were facing 10 years ago. And the question is why? I don't understand. I'm just sharing a point of view. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
Warm
you very
welcome.
much.
Give a hands of applause for him.